Hello. Today I'm going to talk about 5 things that I dislike about my IS250. And so we're going to talk about that, and I'm going to discuss why I dislike these certain things. So we're going to start off with number 5, which is the cramped back seats. Okay, so let's take a look at the back seat, cramped back seats that I was talking about. And when I say cramped, I don't mean it's like severely cramped. It's a little bit tight back here is what I mean to say. And I'm going to sit down right here in the car. As you can see, my knees almost hit this right here. It's about, yeah, it's not that much space. Now, this is totally okay. I mean, this is a luxury sports sedan, like I said. It's not the LS or the ES, which has a lot more space in the back than, you know, those cars have a lot more space than this. But that's it, really. I mean, it's still very comfortable back here. And it's probably because of the leather seats, but yeah, it's quite nice, actually. And I don't really mind it that much. I mean, some people might have, on other channels, say that it's kind of cramped. And it is a little bit cramped. I mean, it's not terrible by any means, but it's not, you know, not an LS or an ES. But if you want space, then you wouldn't be getting an IS to begin with. You'd be getting the ES or the LS models, the trims above, you know, the models or cars above the this model. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the back seat here. You can see there's not a lot of space. The 4th thing I don't like about this car is the plastic coverings on top of the engine. And I'm going to show you that right now. I'll pop the trunk and then we'll just take a quick look at it. Okay, so let's talk about this plastic coverings on the engine that I'm telling you about. As you can see, it's a V6 engine and really is just here to cover the engine. If you look underneath here, I mean, if I were to remove all of this, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to put it back. But it's just a standard, regular, you know, normal combustion engine under there. But, you know, it doesn't really bother me that much per se. But sometimes when I do need to change the oil and all, I mean, you could change it through here. But other things that are not, you know, simple changes like that. For example, I'm not going to remove this, but to change the spark plugs, it's kind of, one of the first things you have to do is obviously remove the plastic coverings. And then, you know, other things as well, like, you know, there's basically anything that's not an oil change. You have to remove all of this. And so that's kind of something that I feel is kind of strange. Well, it's not necessarily strange. I think they do this because it's supposed to look nice, right? It's supposed to look pleasant. It's a Lexus after all. Number 3 is the sporty suspension. Now, I'm not going to be required to actually, you know, get out of the car and show you certain aspects of that, but I'll just describe it real quick. This is classified as a sports car, sports luxury sedan. So the suspension is a little bit different than something you would say get in a more luxurious model, the models above the IS line, which is the ES and the LS. And those cars are very, very smooth. And, you know, you expect that out of a Lexus car, is smoothness. But this is probably the least smoothest Lexus I've ever been in. But that's okay because this, as I said before, this is a luxury sports sedan. So it's not going to drive quite the same way as a Lexus LS 460 or, you know, ES 350. It's just going to feel different. You know, you'll feel the bumps more on the road, especially in city driving. I will say this though, when I'm driving on the freeway, and in fact when I'm just driving in general, the V6 engine is very quiet. It's not a very loud engine. I mean, the engine's on right now, so I don't know if you could really hear it, if the camera's capturing that. But you know, that's the thing about Lexus cars, is that, you know, they're very well insulated. So yes, the suspension, it's a little bit bumpy. And when I'm driving on the freeway, I might have went astray a bit, but when I drive on the freeway, it's a very, very smooth car. And so, you know, I feel like it's a Lexus when it's on the freeway, but when we're driving around city streets here, you know, you'll feel the bumps. And I mean, it's not terrible, but, you know, at that point, it just feels like a Toyota, right? But nothing wrong with Toyota. Toyotas are excellent cars. And in fact, this is a Toyota, technically. Lexus is owned by the Toyota Corporation. So that's the 3rd thing, is the suspension. The 2nd thing that I do not like is the lack of cup holders in this car. And let me just show you what I mean by that. Okay, let's talk about the lack of cup holders. Now, as you can see, all you get is this right here to hold the cup. It's not very, I mean, just one cup you could put here really. And it's not very convenient if you're, say, if you're the, I'm sorry, I got a tripod here. But if you're sitting here in this seat, if you're the passenger, yeah, where else are you gonna put your cup for that matter? You can see on here, there is a cup holder right there, and there is one right here as well. And you could put your cup right here. But I feel like it's not enough. I mean, I feel like, I mean, it is a small car, so I can't really complain too much about that. But yeah, the cup holders in the front here, you can see there's only 3. I'm gonna show you the back now because there are cup holders back there, but there's not that many. To access the cup holders in the back, all you need to do is pull this down, like so. Push this right here, and you have 2 cup holders. That's pretty much it. So there's a grand total of 5, I guess you could say, cup holders back here. You got the air conditioning vents there. This is not a cup holder, it's just like an ashtray. But yeah, that's it with the cup holders. You could see that there's not that many. And once again, that's not something to hate about the car. It's just a kind of like something to kind of dislike, I guess. And so that's it when it comes to the cup holders. We have reached our number 1 thing that I do not like about this car. Notice I don't use the word hate because I don't hate anything about it. There's just certain things that I dislike about it. And it would have to be the gas consumption. As I'm filming this in 2021, gas prices are soaring high, and right now in California, San Diego, where I'm at, the gas station by my house charges $4.09 for regular gas, but it usually is 20 cents more for the premium. So expect to pay $4.39, $4.40 a gallon. And this car, because it's a V6, yes, it does consume a little more fuel than you would get in a 4-cylinder engine. The car itself, this car is a pretty heavy car, and it must be the insulation and all that stuff because yeah, it is a Lexus after all, so it's kind of a heavy car, and so that's gonna bring the gas consumption, it's gonna make the gas burn gas a little bit more. Sorry, I kind of stumbled on my words there, but yeah, the gas consumption I get is about like on average, it says right here 23.1 miles per gallon tank average. So it varies because city driving, I believe it's technically 19 miles per gallon in city. I gotta look at the specifications again. And then 22 or 23 on the highway. I could be wrong on that. I don't have the exact numbers in front of me right now, but it's around there. So that's the number 1 thing I don't like about the car, is the gas consumption. And since I'm done talking about number 1, there really is nothing else to discuss anymore. And that was it. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I do hope that see you again next time. I do talk about multiple myriad of subjects on my channel, so you get a little bit of everything on here really. I don't really have a streamlined channel, but thank you for watching the automotive aspect of my channel, I guess, and subscribe, like if you wish, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Have a good one. God bless.